Hello and welcome into a special edition to the Coach Chennis Show. We're talking Benedict College football here. I'm Paul Harris alongside the head football coach of the Benedict College Tigers, Coach Chennis. Coach, welcome back. Special edition, Coach.
Hey, man, good to be here, man. Good to be back. It's been a couple months.
Yeah, special edition, and we're going to be talking about a lot of things on today's show. We have new recruits coming in, as we had National Signing Day on last week. Also, a new strength conditioning coach. We'll talk with him in the coach's spotlight. And also, we'll highlight spring ball and next fall's football schedule. So lots to talk about on this special edition of the Coach Chennis Show, brought to you by New Creation Construction. And Coach, to start things off, National Signing Day, just like I mentioned, wrapped up last week. Had an impressive class that you signed. Talk a little bit about, not the class itself, because we'll talk about that later, but just the whole recruiting and also signing these guys.
First of all, man, I'm glad to be here today. And like you say, man, the bloodline of any program is your recruiting. That's what it's all about. That's what it comes down. Not only do you have to recruit student athletes, you have to retain them, and then you have to graduate them. So, you know, we have a philosophy here, and it's a gas tank philosophy, where we're basically saying that within a gas tank, a full tank of gas, we should be able to get to all these areas, which typically you can get about 4 or 5 hours within the full tank of gas. With us being in the state of South Carolina and right here in the heart of Columbia, South Carolina, we can get to everywhere in this state within a tank of gas. And our coaches did an amazing job, led by our recruiting coordinator and our defensive coordinator, Coach Jordan O'Daffer. I mean, did a good job of putting a blueprint together. And Coach McKander Diadon, our offensive line coach, and Coach Kevin King really blanketed the state with a short staff at the time. And I tell you what, they did an awesome job. Between us four, we were able to get some guys on campus, man, and get them guys to really buy into our process. And our process is chasing A's, B's, championships, and degrees, man. So it's been a really good deal. We were able to sign a really good class, guys that we're really, really proud of and excited to see them in the purple and the gold.
And these new recruits will be using this facility right here. We are actually in the completed weight room. You remember this weight room back in November when we gave you a little preview of it on one of the coaches' shows, but now it is fully complete. We have a new strength and conditioning coordinator that I mentioned that we're going to talk about later on. But talk about this weight room, Coach. It is an amazing facility, one of the best facilities I have ever seen. All the colors, the gold and purple around. Talk a little bit about it.
Tell you what, this is a game changer for us as a program. You know, it's not only going to help our football program, but the entire athletic program here at Benedict College. It's going to benefit our men's and women's teams, and it's going to really help them get bigger, faster, stronger, and also going to help them, you know, with getting the proper nutrition they need to put those muscle mass on and get the speed and the things that we're looking for to develop our entire athletic program. So no doubt about it, it's a game changer, and I feel wholeheartedly it's a top 10 in the country in Division II in terms of weight room facilities. So we're really, really blessed to have support from the administration, have the support from the people, the powers that be, to be able to invest and pour into our young people to be able to give them the things that they need. They say we're the best of BC, right? So if we're the best of BC, they deserve the best, and we're fortunate to have what we feel like is the best in our league in terms of weight rooms.
That's right, Coach. And going back with recruiting, National Signing Day just wrapped up last week. Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit about more of the process of recruiting these athletes, going to the homes of these students. I know you mentioned the gas tank. You know, you're in a gas tank within everybody around to find these recruits, but share about some stories, if you can, about going to recruit these kids and, you know, the reception they have when you come talk to them to get them to try to play for the Tigers.
I'll tell you what, it is 100% on relationships. You build relationships and you go out and you seek these young student athletes. We evaluate transcripts. We go to these different high schools. We go to the consular's office. We go to these schools and we sell basically Benedict. We get an opportunity to meet with the head football coach. He talks about his prospects. He gives us his list. And then we build relationships with these young men. And then the next thing you want to do is get them on campus. Get them on campus to see what you have to offer. And I'll tell you what, through this recruiting process, I had 29 families through this whole process over 3 or 4 weekends that come and see Benedict College. And every family that came in had a perception before they got here. And when they left after their exit interview, they said, Coach, you know what? It's a whole lot better than I thought. And this is an awesome place. So you got perception, then you have reality. We're not fighting and going against other schools. We're going against beating and winning the perception versus reality deal. And we have something really, really special here at Benedict College. We just ask that young men trust our process and come see for themselves. And it's been great, man. I tell you what, to hear all of those 29 families, parents, kids come and sit in my office and say, Coach, you know what? I had a ball. This is an awesome place. And I tell you what, I would love to be here. And the parents say, Coach, I can see my son playing for you and playing here at Benedict College.
That's great. That's great to hear. We had a total of 12, well, actually now 14 high school seniors to sign with Benedict. We got a couple of late additions actually this week, along with some JUCOs, and also we had some early enrollees as well from the prep school area. How excited are you to have a couple of those guys on campus already?
So we were able to sign 5 mid-year guys, okay? We were able to sign 2 really good, big, physical offensive linemen, 1 transfer from an FCS program, and he's already got his degree. He's in our Masters of Sports Management program. His name is Ezekiel Williams. He's already here. He's big. He's 6'6", 350 pounds, and he's a physical, massive man. All right, we also was able to sign a young man from a prep school up in Cleveland, Ohio. His name is Roger Smith. I mean, we were able to meet the needs, and we got bigger. He's 6'4", 320 pounds, and he's here right now going through our off-season training. We were able to sign a kicker. Kicker was a need that we wanted to hit, and we signed a young man. He's from right here, actually, from Dorman, South Carolina, but he played at North Carolina A&T, and he's also in our graduate program. His name is Reggie. Reginald is doing an awesome job. He's going to be a great addition to our program, and we're excited about him. And we hit a need, and we wanted to get bigger at running back. As we seen the conference, we wanted to get bigger at running back, and we signed 2 really big physical running backs, one in Deandra Duhart. He came from a prep school. He was here at Palmetto Prep, but he's from Georgia. And we also signed Nair Scotland. Okay, he's an awesome young man. He's from right here in South Carolina, but he played at Kennesaw State, so he's a mid-year transfer. So we have 5 young men that right here, and I pronounced his name wrong. I'm sorry, his name is Zaire Scotland, but he's doing an awesome job. They're going through our off-season program, so we're excited to have those 5 mid-year guys here as well.
Glad to have them on campus, like you said. 13 out of the 14 total recruits are from
the state of South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Absolutely.
And 5 of them are offensive linemen and 5 are defensive linemen. You already said a couple of big guys are already on campus, but talk about this class. It's clearly a good class of big guys that you really needed up front on the offensive line and the defensive line.
So whenever you're hitting a recruiting class, you got to feel your needs. And we felt like on the edge, we felt like we had some of the best skill positions in our league. But where we fell a little short was in the trenches with the O-line and the D-line. And we went at those needs. And we're excited to say that not only did we sign 5 offensive linemen, we actually signed 7 defensive linemen. And we're still looking for more. We're trying to really develop depth and competition in the front 7. You know, and to be able to get big guys that up front that can run and physical and move people out of holes and get things done. You know, the game of football is won in the trenches. And we really focused on that. And right now we have 12 young men out of our signing class that are O-linemen and D-linemen, and we're still trying to sign more. We're looking for transfer offensive linemen, offensive tackles especially, defensive tackles. So it's not over yet. So we're going to continue to sign linemen because we feel like in this state we can get quality skill guys. But we want to be able to get offensive and defensive linemen to build our depth and build our competition to take us to the next level.
So you hear that, high school seniors out there, coaches still looking to fill some spots. So, you know, just be on the lookout. He might come calling your way. So let's take a look at the overall class now. You know, we mentioned a lot of guys early. You mentioned that came in early to start. But let's start first with Ezekiel Williams, who's an offensive lineman out of Georgia, one of the only players really out of the state of South Carolina.
Well, he's from Georgia, okay? So he played at Campbell University, and he's got his degree. He's an offensive guard. He's a big human being, and he's in our grad program, so we're excited to have him here, and we think he's going to really help us at a guard position.
And Roger Smith, also out of the state, not from South Carolina, but outside of South Carolina. Talk about him, another offensive lineman.
Another big physical guy, about 6'4", 320 pounds. He's from Cleveland, Ohio. He played at a prep school up there in Ohio, and we were able to have him here right here at the mid-year.
Another running back, Zaire Scotland, from right here in South Carolina.
He's right here from South Carolina, like you say, Wahala. He's a bigger back. He played his freshman year at Kennesaw State, a FCS program, a really good FCS program in Georgia, but he's from right here in South Carolina, and he's a bigger back that we're excited about.
Deandra Duhart, another running back. This is a big one, 6'4", foot, 220 pounds from Georgia.
He's a physical, talented home run hitter at running back. We feel like he can be an every down back, run game, pass game, protection, as well as getting him out in space and screens.
And you talked about Davis Rogers, who's a kicker and punter from Spartanburg, played Dorman High School, transferred from North Carolina A&T. Any other thoughts about him?
Well, his name is Reginald Davis Rogers, okay? And that's why I called him Reggie at the beginning. But I tell you what, he is exciting, man. He played on a great program at North Carolina A&T. He's from right here in Dorman area, man, up in Spartanburg area. So we're excited to have another South Carolina native in our program that played FCS ball. So he's going to really be able to help our kicking game.
Now, one of the defensive linemen right here in Columbia, South Carolina, that played at Irmo High School is Marcellus Lewis. Talk about a little bit about Mr. Lewis.
I tell you what, man, when we can get guys from right here in the city, that's a big time thing, man. Right here from Irmo High School, great family. During his recruiting visit, family just fell in love with Benedict College. His brother's already here on the track team. So, you know, to be able to have a young man stay here home, he had other options. We're excited about him and his future here at Benedict College.
Another D lineman, Contarius Perry, 6'3". He's a big one.
KT Perry, man, he's from West Side. He's an awesome talent, man. I think he's got a bright future. He also can play defensive end and outside backer, so we're excited about him.
Nicholas Sowell, he's a big wide receiver target I guess you can use. He's also from Irmo. He went to Dutch Fork, though, but 6'5", 200 pounds. That's a big target, Coach.
Listen, man, we're talking about getting a skilled tree beast, and that's what I call him. He's got an awesome family, first of all. Mom and dad fell in love with their visit here at Benedict College, man. And I tell you what, their visit here, they left here with a great impression. To be able to get a young man from a great program like Dutch Fork, from right here in our area, he's 6'5". I mean, he's a red zone. He's going to be a red zone terror for people for years to come, and he's got an amazing GPA. One of the things I didn't touch on, and I want to make sure I drive this home as we're going through this list, our average GPA of all of our signees is 3.5 GPA.
Wow.
So we're super excited about the young men we got and how serious they are about their academics, and he's another one of these young men with an amazing GPA from right here in our city, Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay, now I got two West Ashley High School products down in the Low Country. We have Dravian Blake and also Shakarius Smalls. I hope I said that right, by the way. But two D-line prospects. Talk a little bit about them.
Man, I tell you what, you talked about the Low Country. Super excited about them. And I'm going to get to them in a second. But we blanketed every part of the state. We got in the Low Country. We got up in Rock Hill. We got up in Spartanburg. We got in the upper state. We got in PD region. We got all over Charleston. We were all over the state. And that's why I'm so proud and grateful for my coaches. And we were short-staffed. We don't make excuses, no explanation. We got it done. But these two defensive linemen here, I tell you what, we're super duper excited about these two defensive linemen, man, from right down in the Low Country. And they're going to really, really make an impact to our program.
Another offensive lineman, Malik Pinkins, 6'5", 280.
I tell you what, his visit was awesome. One thing that I'm excited about him, first of all, he's an intelligent young man. He said he wants to major in music, okay? We're excited about him. And he also, I tell you what, he said, Coach, I want to be able to sing in the gospel choir. You know, he's an intelligent young man, so we're excited about him. Big Malik, he's 6'5", he's a big young man, so we're excited about him.
We have another Dorman High School product. This one's a little shorter, wide receiver, 5'7", 175, Kendall Norman, but even though he's short, I'm pretty sure that means he must be real fast.
So I look for rabbits. You know, I want skilled tree guys, long, tall guys, but I want guys that can pick it up and put it down. And he's one of those little quick, shifty guys, and we're excited about him coming from Dorman High School, man. And we're excited about Kendall's got a bright future. Personality's amazing. Mom and dad were just amazing to visit, and we're excited to have Kendall in our program.
One thing I've noticed, Coach, a lot of these players are coming from powerhouses here in South Carolina. I've named Dutch Fork earlier, Irmo High School, and now we're going to Gaffney with Marquise Tate McDowell, who's 5'9", 185-pound defensive back.
You know, he was the only DB we signed. But you're talking about a kid that played here in the state championship. They actually beat Dutch Fork. And you're talking about a ball player. He can play all three of our safety positions. He can play the nickel. He can play the rover. He can play the free. He's a talented young man, and he's a winner. He comes from a great Gaffney program, and we wanted to recruit young men that's coming from winning programs. And we're able to sell Benedict College, and when they come see us, I tell you what, they fall in love with it.
Israel Rhodes, 5'9", 180-pound wide receiver from Greer, South Carolina.
Another good program, another shifty, rabbit-type body. Izzy is what we call him. I tell you what, Izzy's got a bright future. He's not only going to help us at receiver, he's going to help us in the return game. You know, you're talking about him and Kendall Norman. They're going to be great punt returners and kick returners for us as well. So our special team game just really improved drastically in a short period of time.
Another offensive lineman, Nicholas Peoples. He's a big one as well, 6'5", 275 pounds from right around the corner in Elgin, South Carolina.
Hey, excited to get another one from Spring Valley. Another local product, great young man. He's got a great talent, amazing GPA as well from right here in our backyard. So again, a lot of times the common theme was, well, Coach, you know, we've been in South Carolina our whole life in Columbia, and we never knew that you guys had something this special over here. So again, there's perception, then there's reality.
And another offensive lineman signed as well, because you signed 5 of them, right?
5 offensive linemen.
Yeah, 7 defensive linemen. But another one, Anthony Sutto, 6'5", 280 pounds from Georgia, Albany to be exact.
I tell you what, the bid to get Big Suttles was huge. I mean, we were able to go into enemy territory, to go into Albany, Georgia. Most of his family played at Albany State. Wow. And for us to be able to get him, Coach Mack did an awesome job recruiting him. That's our offensive line coach. And he's 6'5", he's a 3-sport athlete. He's athletic, he's physical, he can run, he can play basketball. I mean, just a talented young man. And for us to get Anthony Suttles, I tell you what, that was a lot of work, but his family came up. He was able to see the place, see what we had to offer, and I tell you what, he's excited to be a Benedict College Tiger.
Kamarion White, another defensive tackle from the Low Country, plays ball at Cane Bay. Share a little bit about him.
Hey, I'll tell you what, another physical, big inside defender for us. We wanted to get better and bigger and physical on the inside, and I think he's going to be do an immediate impact and play an immediate impact for us in the Benedict College Tigers.
Now, I initially mentioned we signed 12 high school seniors, but actually Coach got a call earlier today, and he signed 2 more. So share with us a little bit about those guys if you can.
So one young man by the name of Fred Twitty. Fred Twitty's another defensive tackle. I tell you what, we're super excited about Fred Twitty. He's from Lancaster. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but they call it something else. But Lancaster, South Carolina, he's another inside guy. He is physical, he can play. He had a great visit when he came by. And I tell you what, the next young man, for us to be able to get this young man, Alvin A.J. Wilson, he's about 6'2", 255. He's from down in the Low Country area as well. He was the defensive player of the year in their whole area down there. So us to be able to get AJ the sign here, I tell you what, he's going to really help us at defensive end and defensive tackle. And we're super excited to have these young men in our program.
A lot of names. Welcome to the Benedict College football family. Coach, I know you're very excited to get these guys on the field. Some are going to be here in the spring, some in the fall, but we're happy to have you join the family. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll be talking with the new strength and conditioning coach, David Irby. We're in his house actually now, as the Tigers are going to get ready to be working out here very soon. But we'll be right back with more of the Coach Chennis Berry Show.
Protect your family, your friends, your neighbors, the people who care for you. Save a life. Wear a mask.
People have the power to make a lasting impact through acts of kindness, compassion, and strength. They inspire us to innovate and educate, to do more than we ever thought possible, to help you be your healthiest you. Prisma Health, inspired by you.
Welcome back to this special edition of the Coach Chennis Berry Show, brought to you by New Creation Construction. I'm Paul Harris, alongside the head football coach, Chennis Berry. And now it's time for the Lexington Medical Center Coaches Spotlight. And Coach, we're going to highlight the new strength and conditioning coordinator of Benedict Athletics, David Irby.
I tell you what, to be able to get Coach Irby here was huge for our program. And as we went through the process of just interviewing different people across the country, he just stood out. First of all, he's a native of South Carolina. Okay, he's from Rock Hill, South Carolina. Awesome student athlete at South Carolina State, where he was All-American Player of the Year in the MEAC. And for him to be able to come here, he was at a great place, great FCS program, Alcorn State University in Norman, Mississippi. For him to be able to leave there to come to Benedict College, he trusted in our vision, trusted in our process. He was able to be interviewed by all the different sports, as well as our athletic director, and everybody just fell in love with his drive and his passion. And I really feel deep down in my soul, adding him to the Benedict College family is going to really, really help our entire athletic department, male and female sports, and he's really going to take our programs to another level.
That's great to hear. Let's take a look at David Irby.
My name is David Irby, aka Coach E, Coach Irby, Coach Herb, whatever guys may call me. A little bit about me, I'm from Rock Hill, South Carolina. Went to Rock Hill High School, played football there under Jim Ringer and Joe Montgomery. Graduated from there in 2006. After that, I had a full scholarship to go to South Carolina State University, where I played ball. And under Coach Buddy Pugh, was the three-time All-Conference champion, three-time All-Conference player, and one-time All-Conference Player of the Year. After that, I had a brief stint with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That didn't last long, so I converted to Plan B, which is what I'm doing now in strength conditioning. What made me decide to become a Benedict Tiger is the simple fact, my mentor, Torrey Beckton, told me it was an opportunity for me to come back to South Carolina, which I was in Mississippi at Alcorn State at the time. He told me he had a good guy in Coach Berry, who just became the head coach there a couple years ago. I applied for the position. First time me and Coach Berry had a conversation on the phone, it was there. I knew I had to be here. Hearing him talk about the game of football and his passion for the game and his love for this athletic department, it was unmatched. It was unmatched. What I'm looking for to get out of this next chapter in my life is to obviously continue to grow as a strength and conditioning coach, build long-lasting relationship with the coaching staff and the student athletes here. My goal for the strength and conditioning department for the spring is to, get our student athletes who are in season right now through the season healthy, and get our student athletes who are in the off season bigger, faster, stronger, and explosive. It's all about programming and having a commitment and dedication from the student athletes. I want to build a bond with them, build a relationship with them, and just to let them know that I care about them and I love them, and I want them to succeed on and off the field. In my opinion, to build a championship team is all about dedication, hard work, living a healthy lifestyle, being committed, being coachable, and overall being accountable. Go Tigers.
That was our Lexington Medical Center Coaches Spotlight. And Coach, you also have some new additions to your staff as well. Talk a little bit about those new assistant coaches you have.
Tell you what, I'm excited to have the new additions to our staff, to be able to get young, innovative minds to be able to join the staff and what we already have. Tell you what, we got something special with the guys that we hire. So we'll start off with Kevin Saxton. He is our co-offensive coordinator and quarterback coach. He was the co-offensive coordinator at Emory and Henry University. And to be able to come here, I'm excited about him and what he's going to be able to bring to our quarterback room. The next young man we'll stay on the offensive side of the ball is Mr. Connor Loper. Connor Loper, I'm excited about him. He's going to be our wide receiver coach. Connor is a young man that I worked with before at Southern University. He was the graduate assistant when I was the offensive coordinator there at Southern, and now he, after I left, he ended up being the assistant wide receiver coach at Southern University in the SWAC. Now he's here at Benedict College, and he's going to bring a variety of different ideas and different things to help us succeed and get better on offense. So I'm excited about the young man, Connor Loper, okay? And let's take it to the defensive side. We hired a defensive line coach from another SWAC school. Okay, our defensive line coach name is Mr. Gary Howard. Great young man. He interviewed amazing for the job. He's got a bright future. He's going to bring enthusiasm, energy, and just straight greatness to our room. I mean, being the play, they played really good defense at Alabama State, and I think with his energy and his passion and his knowledge for the game, he's going to really, really help our defensive staff with Coach O'Daffer and Coach King over there on defense. And then I'll end it with Coach Stiles. Coach Stiles was the defensive coordinator at Hocking College, a junior college up in Ohio, and he trusted our vision and trusted our process, and he's coming to Benedict College to be our corners coach. He's going to work strictly with the corners, and he's also our dorm director of our Gambrell Hall, where our football players stay. So we're excited to have Coach Stiles, okay, come and join our family. So we add 4 additions to our staff, young guys, innovative guys that got great energy, and we're excited to have them here at Benedict College. And we're thankful for them trusting our process of chasing A's, B's, championships, and degrees.
4 new additions, 2 on each side of the football. Like we mentioned earlier, recruiting's still going on, but right now a lot of the focus is toward the off season, and spring ball is about to start. So tell us a little bit about this upcoming schedule for your team.
So, you know, traditionally what you like to do is get a good about 6 weeks. When they come back after the Christmas holidays, you want to get 6 weeks in that weight room, jack and steel, getting bigger, faster, stronger, conditioning. Right now we're going through what we call mat drills, where we're having them up at 6 in the morning and they're getting out there and doing different kind of drills on the field. And then we'll take that into what we call spring ball. Obviously, we'll start spring ball on February the 22nd. We'll go 3 days a week, and then we'll take a break for spring break, March 7th through the 11th, let the guys get away a little bit, and then we're gonna finish it with 3 weeks, again, 3 days a week for 3 weeks, and we'll culminate that at the end with our spring game at 1 p.m. on April the 2nd to be able to put it all together. You know, traditionally you get 15 practices to be able to get it in spring ball, and we have to maximize the spring ball. Our focus is obviously to get better with fundamentals. You know, we have to get better with fundamentals. There's areas of improvement that we need to make sure that we hit, but we got to maximize the time. We always tell our young men and our coaches, don't worry about the time. Don't count the time, make the time count, all right? And make the 15 days that we have, make them count. So we're excited to get out there. The guys are ready to compete for some positions. Some guys that may have not got much playing time last year, they'll get an opportunity to get out there and go through spring and get some reps. I'm excited to see the new coaches coach and develop our young men. And again, we're just trying to chop it a bit and just try to get a little bit better and 1% better each and every day.
Yep, and just like you mentioned, the spring game will be April 2nd at 1 p.m. at Charlie Johnson Stadium. Come on out and support the Tiger. It's free to the public. Make sure you wear your gold and purple and have an early look at the 2022 football team. And going into the 2022 football schedule, of course, it's being finalized still, so that will be out to the public very soon. But we start our first game at another classic, and it's a classic that Benedict is undefeated in. Talk a little bit about that.
Carolina Classic. We will have Elizabeth City State from the CIAA come and visit the Tigers right here at Charlie Johnson Stadium. We're super excited about that. But we'll be ready to rock and roll. You know, we're excited. You know, once spring ball is over, you know, we want to be able to have some of our guys here this summer, you know, lifting weights, running, training, and also taking a class and making sure they can get ahead academically and just getting ready, you know, and so we can have a fast start to our season. Not only start fast, but finish even stronger.
And besides the classic, we have to play CIAC football as well. And you have the lights coming into town like Savannah State and also, I forgot the actual other team name, Clark Atlanta. 2 very powerhouse football teams in the SIAC. How important is it to have these teams play in the Tigers' backyard? Because, you know, we're pretty successful at home. How important is it to have the fans out there to get ready for these big teams to come in?
Hey, when we bring them into the jungle, we call it the jungle. We want to welcome them to the jungle, but we want to welcome them the right way. And to be able to have these teams, I'll tell you what, the parity in our conference is really, really improving. You know, just some of the teams in our league, they've hired some new coaches. They have some coaching changes throughout our league, and we're excited. We think we got a brand that's really sell. We have, in our mind, the best facility in all of not only the SIAC, but we're top 10 in the country in Division II. So to be able to welcome people into the Charlie Johnson Stadium, what we call welcome to the jungle. You know, we want to bring them there, but we want to welcome them the right way. And we want to have them sending out of here with an L on their back, and we want to come out of that thing victorious. So we're excited about our 2022 season.
2022 tickets will be on sale this summer, but until then, once again, the annual spring game will be at Charlie W. Johnson Stadium on April 2nd at 1 p.m. Come out, bring your family, bring friends. Purple and gold only. Make sure you wear those colors out to the spring game. But Coach, are you excited for this upcoming season? Year 2 for you, finish 5-5, but I know you have championship on your mind this year.
Yeah, we're just going to take one day at a time. I really like where we are as a football team. You know, we say we're coach-led and we're player-driven, and our players now, they're policing each other. You know, to be able to see them hold each other accountable, we're a team. We're growing as a team. Our academics are improving. We're improving on the field. We're improving as a family. You know, the acronym for family in this program is forget about me, I love you. All right, they're becoming closer as a football team, as a brotherhood, and to be able to see that you play for people that you love. And we tell our players all the time, man, I love you. And our players say it back to us, Coach, I love you too. We don't say love trying to be cool. We actually say I love you. And when you have love, just like a relationship, a family, when you really love someone, you play for the person you love. You do a little bit more for somebody that you love. And we've developed that love and that family atmosphere. And I'm super excited about our young men. One of the things I definitely want to touch on too, our young men are coming closer to God, man. You know, I had a couple young men come to me last week and say, Coach, I gave my life to Christ. When they say they gave their life to Christ and just got baptized at 18, 19 years old, we know that we're making a difference in the lives of young men. See, it's bigger than football. It's a ministry. And if we can touch the lives of young men, these young men that we deal with every day, and we make their lives better as a young man, because one day, I say it all the time, they're going to be fathers, they're going to be husbands, they're going to be leaders in the community. And we're developing men in this program. We're heading in the right direction, no doubt about it. There's no better victory on the field than to give your life to Christ. And our young men, to be able to do that, I got to show love to that. And I'm super excited about the young men that came to me and say, Coach, thank you for making a difference in my life. And I am now giving my life to Christ. And I tell you what, I just squeeze him and hug him and tell him how much I love him.
Powerful statements right there, Coach. And that's a great way to wrap up this special edition of the Coach Chennis Berry Show, brought to you by New Creation Construction. I'm Paul Harris, filling in for Curtis Wilson. Curtis, hope to see you back here in the fall. But until then, thank you for letting me take your spot for this one special edition show. Coach, let's give them next. We're doing this? Okay. We're doing this now. Let's give them next fall. Until then, we'll see you next time, next fall, on the Coach Chennis Berry Show.
Go Tigers.
We want to say thank you to our sponsors of the Chennis Berry Show, New Creation Construction, Prisma Health, Department of Health and Environmental Control, Lexington Medical Center, Advantage Sport and Fitness. Thank you for supporting Benedict College Athletics.